What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shimer Fenny's Battle Report. It's got another battle report for today. It's the ETC 2023 round number 2, guys. Guys, what is going on? It's your boy James coming back to you from another game in Amsterdam. Guys, my headphones are breaking, by the way, so there's quite a possibility that if I'm recording this, that it might just cut out, and then I'll have to pick it up right where I'm at, so there's a possibility that I just lose my train of thought. Anyways, guys, let's go over what is happening. Guys, we played the first round against France. We lost. We did not get capped, but we lost pretty big. Our opponents, played Poland and got capped. They came into round 2 with vengeance, more or less, guys. So we're playing Netherlands. Netherlands without Blondbeer, unfortunately. Blondbeer did show up, by the way. I was actually excited to see Blondbeer as well as Balden. There's more and more friends from Netherlands there now that I'm thinking about it. They did show up, but they were not on the team. Anyways, guys, so let's go over how this went. We were doing the Matrix during lunch. Half the fucking team didn't fill out the Matrix. And I'm like, guys, who would you fight? Blah, blah, blah. How about this? How about that? How about this? And again, it goes down to who am I dropping first? Who am I dropping first matters entirely to the flow of the games, more or less, right? The other thing is not only who am I dropping first, but how correct is their matrix. If they think they could beat everybody under the sun and they can't, that will fuck over people who could have got a better match. Alright? So we're going ahead and doing the matrix, and while I'm looking at it, even though Gonzalo's always a safe bet to throw out, there's 2 matches for Gonzalo that are so-so. So that doesn't mean Gonzalo's the first throw out this time. We have Full Stack, which is he had 2 pretty bad matches on there. Johnny had at least 3 bad matches on there. Orco had 3 bad matches on there. Titty actually only had 1 bad match, and Titty's not a bad one to throw out first. I think it's possible I threw him out first, but I'm pretty sure I threw out my brother first. My brother had 1 bad match and a couple yellows and a couple greens. So my brother, I was like, oh, you know what? It's not that bad. Now, one of the yellows that my brother had was Sylvan Elves, as well as KOE, and then Empire. I didn't think Empire was a bad match for him, but it might have been the list. I have to look to see how bad that list was, but I don't think it was that bad. I'm going to double check real quick. Let's see. I know it's not Bart. I played Bart. Alright. The Empire had Knights of the Sun Griffin, Knights of the Sun Griffin, Oh, it was the whole night list. And I think what happened with Jesse specifically on this was he played Phil Carl with a very similar night list, and he's just like, fuck that, I don't want to fight that right now. And that's what he thought. He put it as a yellow match. So I go ahead and I drop Jesse first. And what ended up happening is they met us with Sylvan Elves. Now, one of the things is if we give Jesse Sylvan Elves right then and there, he does take out a couple red matches for other players. But the other match was Vampire Counts. And he was like, fuck that. He does not want Vampire Counts. They threw out Kingdom of Equitaine first. And when they threw out Kingdom of Equitaine, we had a couple of responses. We had Titty and Gonzalo. So we throw those out. They throw back Gonzalo. They take Titty against the Kingdom of Equitaine. And Jesse versus Sylvan Elves. Our next round, based on the fact that we really didn't have a good drop, was... I think it was Chummer. Chummer was another person who had pretty much yellows, oranges, or small greens all the way through. So we go ahead and we throw out Chummer. Chummer comes back with ONG. This match, actually, I watched quite a bit of this match because I'm always obviously interested in ONG. This match went really interesting. They did pick Chummer for that match. As for me, I believe they threw out Dread Elves. I threw myself and then somebody else. I want to say it was either going to be Johnny or... No, Johnny's out there right now. I think they threw out Demon Legions. I'm sorry, excuse me. They threw out Demon Legions. We threw out Johnny and myself. They threw me back. They took Johnny. Next round, I ended up throwing myself out. They gave me Dread Elves and somebody else. I took Dread Elves, but what ended up happening, and it wasn't like a big, oh my god moment in the last Final Four, but we ended up getting Lucas against Vampire Counts. We ended up getting full stack against Warriors of the Dark Gods. Again, this is another match that I wanted full stack to take. It wasn't that bad. He didn't like it because he feels that there's too many knights that rush forward in his gun line. But that is something that, you know, this game happened. I think no, I'm confusing it with a different Warriors game. But with Full Stack's list specifically, he has three Slayer Lords that want to see combat. They want to see combat, and that's why I was like, well, Warriors should be good. He found out pretty hard that the Warriors have the Hellfire, and they just burn off the damn Slayers. Then we ended up getting Gonzalo against Empire of the Sun still. Now, let me do this really quick. Match 2. Alright, there I got that for the future. So that's how we go, more or less. I got table 8. I ended up getting table 8, I think like 3 or 4 games in a row, which is just random as fuck, but at the same time, I got so goddamn used to table 8. I'm playing next to Lucas, which is on table 7, I want to say he was. And then, yeah. Let's go over the game. Now, this guy, Bart, is my opponent. Bart says. He actually has a YouTube channel. I will put the link in the description down below. He goes by Ehakir. Oh, hold on, how's it say? Yeah, Ehakir Soul Reaver. Now, he's playing Dread Elves, and you know what? I thought this match was a good match. I put it down as a green match. You're going to see how the match progresses, more or less. But this match doesn't go the way I think it was going to go. Let's go over his list really quickly. Let's see right here. Alright, so he has the Dread Prince on the Raptor. He has Dusk Forged, Basalt Infusion, Shieldbreaker, yada yada, Ring of Obsidian Thrones. He has the Alchemy Wizard, Alchemy and Divination, but he has the Essence of the Free Mind and Arcane Mastery. He has his Generals, an Adept on Cosmo, then he has an Warlock, Adept of Witchcraft. His Alchemy is the BSB. Let's see. He has 21 Beast Breakers. Excuse me. Which, until this moment, I've never seen a fucking Beast Breaker unit, right? It makes sense, because I remember Jake motherfucking Murphy used to bring these witches with fucking whips. So these are the models for that, okay? Because apparently Dread Elf still has models for their random units. There's 15 auxiliaries, 5 Shadow Riders, 21 Obsidian Guard, 4 Thunder Pack, a Divine Altar, 2 Chariot with Raptors, and then 2 Hunting Chariots. Now, the Hunting Chariots do drop my Swift Stride. I can no longer gain Swift Stride if I have a way to gain Swift Stride, stuff like that. And trust me, I've already learned that the hard way. Now, I'm on a Dread Elf losing streak. There's probably like the last 4. One of them was Neil, one of them was Hugo. These are great players, by the way, so I don't really hold it against the Dread Elves that it's like undefeated, you know, unbeatable. It's just they are really fucking nasty with the stupid damn hunting raptors and shit. And then the stupid hereditary kills me. Let's go into Magic. Magic got Glory of the Gold, Quicksilver Lash, Perception of Strength, Truth of Time, Twisted Effigy, and Curse of the Phantom Queen. That one right there, Curse of the Phantom Queen. Fuck that bitch. All right. For me, I take all the spells. I take Scorching Salvo, Enveloping Embers, Fireball, Pyroflow. All right. Now, as you could go ahead and see, I feel like I have so much more on the table than he does. I feel like I have just so many goddamn units. And we're going ahead and deploying. Let's see what kind of objective this was. This was Dawn Assault and King of the Hill. He does get first turn, I believe. Yeah, he does. Which was pretty big for me, I think. I don't know where he's going to go ahead and deploy. He ends up deploying his archers right in front of the building like that, his auxiliary. So he's only 1 wide, but his wizard's in that here. Sorry, his general is in that unit over there. I basically put it, obviously, since I won the sides, I wanted him to have the building in the middle of his deployment. Okay, he ends up playing with that. He ends up saying fuck it, he's gonna put his unit in front. His giant unit with the Divine Altar That is his. Um, that is his beast breakers. Those are his beast breakers. His big brick with the two chariots around it next to the house. That is the Obsidian Guard, 21 Obsidian Guard. He has obviously chariot. You can tell which ones are raptors versus hunters. And then he has his divine, or sorry, not his divine, his thunder pack over by the forest on the right side. His other chaff, his shadow riders, they're on the left side. They're going to vanguard up over here. Now, I deployed like this, and I deployed like this on purpose. And this is the first time in many times that I'm going ahead and using rules to my advantage, trying to at least. Okay, I put my feral orcs, knowing he's going to go first, knowing he has good range with the auxiliaries. I want him to move, shoot, long range, and cover. So I go ahead and I put the feral orcs behind the hill, majority behind the hill, only one line touching the front. I go ahead and I put my Black Orcs right behind the forest. I don't really care if he shoots trolls. I don't really care if he shoots Koopa. He's fishing for sixes. My goblins, nobody cares if he shoots goblins. That's just the truth. Nobody gives a flying fuck about these damn goblins. Okay. The one thing is I have, and I feel like again I started really strong on this. I put my Koopa, because I didn't know where he was going to deploying in Dawn Assault. So I put Koopa centralized. If I put Koopa on the left, I was afraid he was going to go to the right. If I go to the right, he goes to the left. So that was one of the things with Koopa. So I put Koopa centralized based on that. So that way it kind of like pushes him away from the forest and whatever else, you know? Anyways, let's go over turn one. Dread Elves. Dread Elves turn one. He goes ahead and he moves like so. Now, he just moves up with everybody. He's going to shoot me. He's going to march. He's going to do what he can do. Yeah. Magic. He gets a 4 on the flux, excuse me. Goes in and puts Curse of the Phantom Queen. And I think this is the only spell I try to stop. They didn't really have that many range spells that was going to really, really hurt me or fuck me up. So I was just like, alright. But I tried to stop it and I failed to stop this. His chariots shoot into Koopa. They end up putting off the non-Swift Stride. He does the same thing onto the Trolls. Does 2 wounds onto the Trolls, but both of them cannot get Swift Stride. His auxiliaries shoot me, and this is the first time, and this happens to me multiple times in ETC. Multiple times. He goes, okay, shooting, I got you, blah, blah, blah. And I go, no, man, you got to add soft cover. And he goes, soft cover? Why? I go, because I'm behind the hill. I'm majority behind the hill. And he goes, that's not the rule. You're on the hill. I could see you. He calls the ref. Or I call the ref. Because this argument goes on for a minute, right? As the argument's going on, Lucas is my teammate, but he's next to me. And also, he's my teammate, so of course it sounds biased coming out of Lucas's mouth. But Lucas is like, yeah, James is right. James is right. He's partially behind the hill, or majority behind the hill, partially on the hill. And then they're like, no, that's not how it works. The ref comes, and the ref, first thing he says is, oh, you're on the hill. He could see you, and no cover. And I go, that's not the rule. If that was the case, people who fucking bring war machines and are put like the little tip off the hill are they call for soft cover all the time. They're like, no, you have to be partially where you can't see the unit. And I'm like, dude, that's not the rule, right? So he rolls it. He gets 6 wounds, okay, on my feral orcs. The ref walks away and Lucas pulls up the fucking book and he's like, it's right here in the book, and it says it clear as day. A unit that has more than half of its models behind the hill gets soft cover. Now, here's the fucked up part. He got the same amount of wounds. He still rolled. I think we didn't see the amount of wounds that he got or the dice rolls, and we're like, dude, just be safe if you just rolled it again. So he rolls it again, and he still gets like 6 wounds. I'm like, what the flying fuck is this bullshit? Or he gets 4 wounds. But I'm like, that's crazy. Even with the soft cover, even with the move and shoot, even with the long range. I know they're accurate or quick to fire or something, but they still got 4 wounds off. I'm like, what the hell, man? But that's the first time. And it happens quite a few times that I was correct. But the ref voted against it at first. This happens multiple times in this ETC, by the way. Over here. This unit over here shoots into my goblins, ends up killing 2. The goblins got less kills. How the fuck? It's the same amount of auxiliaries. These guys are not hiding. These guys are not tough 4. I mean, they only did 2 wounds here. But the other one, they kill fucking 4. Come on, man. Alright, turn 1. Now, guys, I'm going to prep your ears for this, and there's a big explanation for this, but I'm going to go ahead and give you a 3, 2, 1, Wog! I wog. Now, I contemplated this. I contemplated this for a while. I do not have Swift Stride. Okay? I understand I do not have Swift Stride. But there's two things I'm looking at right now. Okay? Number one is Koopa is 17 away from 17 inches away from his general's unit. His general's the witch in that auxiliary unit. If I make it, that unit's only one rank. Okay, I'm gonna charge it. Now I did find out that they have that academy, whatever it's called, ability that's gonna give them the ranks from the obsidian guard next to me. That's not a problem. There is no counter charge, and let's just be straight up here. There is no counter charge if Koopa gets into his general's unit. I could go, and I didn't even think about this till I started looking at my pictures too. But truthfully, either I'm gonna assassinate the general, I'm gonna kill a champ and hopefully panic them and make them run off the table, right? Or I could just charge to the left corner of that archer unit, and then pick him, and he's gonna have to come down towards me, and there's nothing that can counter charge. Maybe the chariot. At the same token, if I call it the Wog, I get that 10 inches on the Grotlings. So the Grotlings could cover the movement of, or the counter charge of his Obsidian Guard, maybe even the Chariot. Okay? On the right side, the Trolls, they also have a 9 charge, which is 16 away. Okay? Again, I'm getting +1 on both of them with the Wog. Alright? But I don't have Swift Stride. But if the Trolls get in, now a 9 is hard, but I've done it, multiple times. Did it right now in front of you while I'm making this video. Well, I did 1 out of 3, in all fairness. But I did it on the first roll. But if I get the Trolls in to that archer unit, there's no way in hell those guys are going to hold to Trolls. The Trolls will overrun into the chariot, right, which will fuck up his future plans. And then not only that, but by the time I kill the chariot on my following turn, if I don't overrun into something else, I get to turn them around and charge whatever I want as long as I put my general in a good enough spot. My goal here is either one of these charges is going to be a game winner. It's going to be a 20-0 game winner to me, right? Because both of these charges, he doesn't have proper counter charges. He doesn't. If I get in with either one of these, they're both on 9s, it's going to be cascading, just boom, 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 boom. So I wog, I charge, I'm looking for 9s on both. Lucas is watching me because of the table next to me. Amanda's watching. She's like, do you know what you're doing? Of fucking course I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to try it anyways. And I roll the first one, I roll a fucking 6. Roll the second one, I roll a fucking 5. Oh, you motherfucker! God damn it! Of course he stand and shoots. He's going to kill a troll with the stand and shoot. Of course. Of course. Oh, man. This is just brutal. Brutal, man. Now, I've watched his video. I've heard him say that he thinks this is a mistake. But if either one got in, it's cascading the damage the Trolls or Koopa does to this whole unit, to his whole army. I don't even have to push, right? I don't think I moved too much in the first round here. Trying to skim ahead real quick. I did move. I take it back. I moved my Black Orcs up a little bit towards the forest for a counter charge. For counter charge purposes, I moved them up forward. I think I moved my Grotlings up to start chaffing. His 2 chariots, I think it's the Raptor Chariot have Frenzy or the Hunter Chariot have Frenzy, I'm not entirely sure. But I do move my Black Orcs up and move the Savages up off the hill, up on top of the hill to start causing a threat. And I move my BGKs behind the line to the left because there is a Shadow Rider unit on my left. Magic can get a 4 on the Flux. Go ahead and I do a Pyro Flow on that Shadow Rider unit. I kill 2, causes a panic. They run through the ruins, and we honestly, both of us forgot they were even there till the end of the game. They just ran over there. He does rally them, and we forgot they're over there. Okay? I did miscast on that Pyro Flow. I ended up killing off 5 Goblins, which that does kind of suck for me, of course. Oh, no, no, no. He did Curse of the Phantom Queen. That's what it is. He did the Curse of the Phantom Queen to do that. Go ahead and I do an Enveloping Embers here. I end up fucking burning. I swear to God. I swear to God. Two. Two. Not even two. I'm sorry. One guy. One motherfucking guy. One. I had, 6 that I hit. I don't like, honestly, I like that. I used to like enveloping embers when it was hitting every model, obviously. I thought it was a way to, snipe characters. That was something that you could do with it. Now it just does this where it hits like a template. I only hit 6 guys. I don't think I had range, or I didn't have line of sight of the obsidian guard, to be fair, because I had to focus on the shadow riders, so I turned mostly. So I figured, well, I'll just hit these guys. Only do 1 wound here. These guys are going to shoot, and I end up killing off a couple more than the fucking embers, at least. God damn. No, it still looks like 1, maybe 2 guys. That sucks. Both my bolt throwers miss, and it is his turn. Turn 1. Or turn 2, Dread Elves. Dread Elves, turn 2. He does fail a frenzy check. He fails a frenzy check here with this chariot. The chariot's going to cause himself to be chaffed a bit. That's cool. He charges a long charge with the chariot into Koopa, and I think that's kind of why he took the bodies off the way he did. He was like, well, fuck it, if you fail charge, at least I got to charge with the Raptor Chariot. It is what it is. He charges the Obsidian Guard, I believe, into Koopa as well, because part of the problem here, I think, is that he could clip with the other chariot, and I have to wheel to him a little bit. I want to say that's what it is. We'll see how that goes. But then he ends up charging. No, I think he has to charge the Divine Altar to do that. So he charges the Divine Altar into the Grotlings to force this close the door scenario so that he has the other charges open. So that's what happens. He charges in, boom. Grotlings have to close the door, opens the door for the Obsidian Guard and the Raptor Chariot, and they both fail their charge. Oh, I take it back. The Raptor Chariot made it in. Okay. Raptor Chariot made it in. The other guy failed charge. This guy... Oh, no, 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 no. I take it back. I'm so sorry. He redirected the other chariot into the trolls. He didn't have to redirect. I think he declared it to the trolls first. Told me, aha, I could charge the trolls because I don't have to charge the ones that are causing the frenzy. So they get it. He gets in over there onto the trolls. He gets the other one into Koopa. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Magic gets a 3 on the flux, goes ahead, and he does. It looks like Gloria Gold over here. I totally forgot they had Gloria Gold, but he tried to do Flaming Swords first. I stopped the Flaming Swords. I'm like, yeah, I don't want you having Flaming Swords. He totally forgot he had Gloria Gold. Gets it off. This Hunter Chariot shoots into my Black Orcs, kills off 2 Black Orcs. These guys over here shoot into my Goblins, kill off 1 Goblin. These guys shoot into my Savages, only kill off 1 Savage this time, motherfucker. Over here, impact hits. He does, I think, like a wound. Maybe like a wound, but I end up doing, I want to say I just swing at him, and I fucking whiff. I roll like 15 attacks, I think I hit him twice, and I only wounded him once. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, next time I'm just gonna puke. Next time I'm just gonna fucking puke. Fuck this guy, man. So he has a charge and a wound. I have a wound and a rank. We're basically staying there. In his video, he's a little shocked that even happened. As you can see, he put a little, line of sight arc to see if the savages could charge him. I can't. It's literally like a sliver where I cannot see him there. No, I take it back. I can. I could totally charge him there. He leaves himself like that because he wants me to take a frenzy check. I don't have a BSB near that. I barely have my general over there. I don't even know if my general's on that side, to be fair. As for the one that hit Koopa, he ended up doing 4 wounds onto Koopa. Koopa ends up just ripping him apart, but unfortunately Koopa is very bloodied. He did put his Dread Prince right in front of my Black Orcs. Now he is planning this big old charge with everything against my Black Orcs, and that's what his plan is here. Alright, over here, like I said, these guys rallied. It's going to start off turn 2, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I failed my fucking frenzy. So I tried to do the same thing he did. I'm not going to charge the close thing. I'm going to charge the far thing. Now, I am on the hill. I do have a reroll. Okay? I decide I'm going to charge the flank of that Divine Altar. And it's an exact 12. I need a 12 on the dice, but I do have a reroll. But if I get that roll, it's over. It's fucking over. I got 2 chances at a 12, which right now I rolled a 7 and an 8. In real life. I should put these dice down while I make this damn video. But I don't make it. Obviously, I don't fucking make it. I tried, you know? I charged the guy that's in my way because I figured he's going to stay in my way if I don't, okay? He could be an asshole. I have the Mykonos totem. I could trade off one of his items. We'll get to see how that goes, all right? I charge Koopa into his fucking auxiliaries again. I was hoping for a terror check. I'm not going to lie. I was hoping for a terror check. But if Koopa goes into the Obsidian Guard, I'm going to lose Koopa. He's going to have +1 to wound, all these attacks. It's not a good thing. So I'm going to charge Koopa into his general's unit, try to assassinate his general. That's the plan. I'm not scared of 11 archers or however many are left. Let's see, 5, 10, 11, 12. 12. I was close. 12 archers and a wizard. I'm not. I'm going to challenge out, cause his general's leadership to suck. Whatever, right? Plus, Koopa is wounded, so I can't leave Koopa here. If Koopa stays here, he's just going to die. Hindsight's always 20/20. You know what I mean? I could have used Koopa for chaff, maybe, but it's expensive chaff. It's like 700-point chaff, right? I charged the... That's all the charges. Koopa's going into the auxiliaries, Black Orcs are going into the chaff, and then the Savages are hoping for a long bomb charge into the flank of his Divine Altar. Obviously, Koopa made it in. Boom! Like that. Now, again, hindsight is 20/20. I could have charged all the way to the left corner, and his Obsidian Guard aren't even going to see Koopa. But I charged into the guy in front of me with the Black Orcs, and now I have to worry about Obsidian Guard and his breakers, his Beast Breakers, and his Chariots into my Black Orcs on the next turn. What I really needed to happen was the Trolls needed to punk this stupid Chariot, so I had another charge or another piece of chaff, right? Pharaohs obviously fucking fail, and that's how the table looks. Now my new goal is to have my Goblins shoot the unholy hell into that fucking 21 Obsidian Guard unit. Okay? So, magic, I get enveloping embers off. Go ahead and I burn off, look at this, 3, 6, 9 of his fucking Obsidian Guard. 9, fuck these guys. I'm going to shoot everything, bow shots, the fucking crossbow, everything, or the bolt thrower into that guy. I end up killing off another, if he had, let's see. He had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. He had 11 guys, so I ended up killing off another 6. So I literally have wiped out most of the Obsidian Guard in one round of magic and shooting. He only has 5 guys left. I feel more comfortable that he has only 5 guys left against Koopa. Okay? Over here, I'm going to shoot into the Raptor Chariot, do 2 wounds. And then over here, what ended up happening, ignore the dice for a second, is obviously the champ challenges Koopa. I kill the champ. I have a charge, 4 wounds. I'm like, aha! Charge, 4 wounds, and terror. I'm up by 5. And he's like, I'm steadfast. I go, how are you steadfast? How are you steadfast? And he says, and I'm going to look this fucking rule up right now because I don't even fucking believe this. I should have looked this rule up back then. Okay? But he wanted to tell me that he has some stupid-ass dread elf rule that gives him ranks from somewhere close by. I'm going to look this shit up. It counts as an extra rank. God damn it! Academy Trained. A unit with more than half of its models of Academy Trained has the following rules. The second point is says it counts as having an additional full rank for the purposes of Steadfast if at least has 1 full rank. And obviously he has 1 full rank. You motherfucker. You motherfucker. You fucking stupid ass Dread Elves. Stupid ass Dread Elves. You know what I get? I get -1 leadership. That's what I get. Fucking bullshit ass fucking Dread Elves. Anyways, this is the start of his turn. Dread Elves turn 3. Dread Elves turn 3. He charges the 5 Obsidian Guard into Koopa. Now, Koopa only has, I think, like 2 wounds left. He did do a stand shoot, do another wound. I'm like a little pissed off about that. Like, it's just happening. The Raptor Chariots charge in. Now, the guy that Dread is fighting, I decide he only has a couple magic items. Now, he has the magic item that he has is either Shield Breaker, which honestly I have Pants Protection. I'm taking his armor and Ward Save for myself. So I'm like, wait a second, how was your strength? He says he's strength 4, base, lance, you know, whatever, but it doesn't matter. He has Shield Breaker. The thing I'm thinking about is that he's Dread Prince and he'll swing first. Okay, there's quite a big possibility that he will um, he could kill me. And if that happens, I'm like, that's so stupid. I had an ability to turn off one of your magic items. So either I could turn off his Dusk Forge on his shield, which gives him the rerollable armor saves, which doesn't matter because my general does have reroll wounds and lethal strike. So I'm like, ooh, lethal strike. I'm going to be able to go through that no matter what. I'm not turning off the Dusk Forge. I decided I'm going to turn off the shield breaker so that way I have his 1-up armor and he's going to be stuck fighting my general, whatever, right? He does have the Ring of the Obsidian Thrones, which I've contemplated turning off, but what ends up happening, let's see, the Ring of Obsidian Thrones, I think it gave him something that was helping him with combat res. No, minimize panic check, break test. Um, but what ended up happening is I did, I want to say 3 to 4 wounds to him, and with his rerollable armor save, I didn't make one lethal. I rolled all 4s for the wounds. I remember it was like 444, and I was like, aha, they all wound. Now I'm strength 6 on the charge for this turn, AP 3. He fucking makes every armor save. I didn't do a single wound to this guy. I am stuck. I charged in. I have a banner, and that's it. Charging a banner. He didn't do any wounds onto Dread with my 1-up armor. That's his 1-up armor. So nothing happens. We are stuck there. He makes his minimized check. He decides to charge his Beast Breakers and his 2 Chariots in on his turn. Dread Elves turn 3. Alright, so at this moment, I call my timeout, I believe. Now, again, hindsight's 2020. There was another game that this happened, and I was like, and I think it was my brother's game, and I was like, if you would have just oh no, Lucas told him, if you would have reformed Skinny, he can't get that many models in. And that's all I had to do. There's 3 guys touching him right here. All I had to do was just have 3 guys touching him and put the Black Orcs back, and he can't charge that many models in. But right now what he does is he charges both Chariots, the Divine Altar, and the Beast Breakers all into my Black Orcs, and that's what's going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. He chaffs me on the right side with the auxiliaries. They move up, march in front of my way. By the way, if anybody knows where my Mexico movement line of sight arc is, I would love to know because I missed that. My trolls did kill his other guy, and I did reform my trolls like so. It is going to be a little bit problematic in a minute. And Magic. Magic got a 2 on the flux, goes ahead and gives these guys Perception of Strength. I believe this was the lesser of 2 evils. He had a Flaming Swords, he had the Alchemy, he had Glory of Gold. I was like, fuck it, let me just give him the Strength. I don't care. Over here, he's going to shoot into my Savage Orcs, kill off 3 of the Savage Orcs. Over here, these fucking guys, these 5 guys, killed Koopa. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Bullshit. Over here, impact hits. He ends up killing off 5 of my Black Orcs. I go with shields, and even with shields, he just rips apart a shit ton of my Savage Orcs. He ended up killing, I don't even know, man. That's 5 right there. That's another 10, 11. So that's 16 so far, 17, 18 guys. 18 of my guys with impact hits, beast breakers, whatever other bullshit he had. My general's still stuck in fighting the guy. I'm stubborn, but it's not that many bodies left, to be fair. And again, if I only had 3 in the frontage, I think that would have changed entirely what has happened here. Turn 3, Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins, turn 3, I charge the Trolls in. This is one of those scenarios that I kind of wish that the Trolls were in a different angle. I probably could have charged the flank of the Beast Breakers. Unfortunately, I think I'm in the front of them, and that's just how it is. The Savages are going to charge into the auxiliaries, obviously, and the Trolls charge into the Chariot. The Goblins now have a task of trying to kill the Obsidian Guard, so I can just earn some points, more or less. Now, this moment right here, this is the game-defining moment. The game-defining moment. I forget to move Baxter's unit. Okay? I forget to move him. I literally look at it and I'm like, okay, my Black Orcs need the BSB reroll in case I fail a stubborn check. That's the truth, okay? I didn't think at all at this moment that they were just going to die. I was thinking that maybe there'll be a couple left, right? The impact hits are the worst part usually. By this time, I've only done about one wound onto his one guy, by the way. The guy who's still stuck in combat. So I forget to move Baxter's unit. I even mention it, and my opponent was really good about it. He says, if you want to move it, you could move it. The next issue I have is I have nowhere to fucking move it. I really don't. Do I move it further back? Do I keep my BSB in range? Do I separate my BSB and my wizard? I don't have anywhere good to put him. And I said, you know what? I forgot. That's on me. I'm just going to leave them right where they're at. I did not move them at all. I had the choice to do it. But I just was like, you know what, dude? I forgot to do it. You know, I already called magic. I already saw the magic dice. And I was like, oh, I forgot to move my fucking wizard. Over here, this combat. By the way, I don't think I killed his obsidian guard. No, I think I did. I think I burned off his obsidian guard and shot him to death. So he has no more obsidian guard. Oh well. Alright. Close combat. He does exactly 6 wounds, if not more, to my black orcs. I have no more black orcs. My black orcs are dead. My trolls kill the one chariot. And my general is there alone. Now, I'm like, haha, I have my BSB in range for the general at least. He killed me where he did 6 wounds. It looks like he did 2 more onto the trolls, so that's 8 wounds. He has a banner, a BSB. He has 4 ranks. That's like 14 combat res. You know how many fucking wounds I did to that guy over there? 1. My charge is lost. I killed the chariot, but the chariot already had a couple wounds on it, so I did maybe 2 wounds. So I lose combat by like 11. Right? Now, luckily, the trolls are not touching anything, so the trolls don't have to run anywhere. But my general, there was no fucking point of even having the BSB that damn close. The fucking BSB did not have to be that close. So my fucking general just runs. He runs this fucking way, and obviously chases with everything he can. And he ends up right in front of my BGKs. I'm going to lose my fucking wizard. I'm going to lose my fucking BSB. Oh, this is just fucking brutal. I lost my general. My general only ran like 5 inches. Savages did kill auxiliaries on the other side. I turned the trolls around since reforms is after the overruns. I turned the trolls around for a Hail Mary. A Hail motherfucking Mary. He cannot hold steadfast if I charge him in the rear, okay? So I'm hoping I could fuck this guy up with a lucky fucking roll for a troll like when I trolled Jeremy Gottschalk in the rear, right? With no reroll, leadership 4. Fuck it, right? All I had to do is pretend like I'm rolling on movement 9 charge, okay? So he charges the homie into the fucking into my BGKs. I decide to flee. The reason I fled was so I have this rear charge. Honestly, there's no way in hell my BGKs were gonna hold anyways. Just to the chariot, it didn't matter. But I ran. I didn't run off the table. He pushed me off the table. I don't think he cared. Over here, he charges the Thunder Pack into the remaining savages, and then he charges the other guy into the Goblin Guard. Okay, gets in. Obviously, fails the charge. Magic, he gets 5 on the flux or 6 on the flux. Goes ahead and he does perception of strength here, and he lowers my strength. This really neuters my guys. Over here, he does twisted effigy, and then over here, he starts shooting into my trolls. Kills off 1 troll. These trolls can't make an armor or regen this game. That's what happens. That's how the table looks. At the end of the turn, he kills my goblins. I can't make a leadership 6 check for steadfast, and he basically overruns into my bolt thrower. I try to make this, like Orcs and Goblins turn 4 or 5, whatever this is. I'm trying to make this troll charge into the rear, because all I need to do is just win combat res. That's all. He won't be steadfast. I'll have 2 ranks in his rear. He won't be steadfast. I'll have a charge, big rear, and obviously trolls will do some wounds here. Okay? I don't make the leadership 4 check. Okay. At this point of the game, I am not even playing anymore. He is playing. He is making sure he gets all the points. I have no units left. I have trolls that are not going to pass a stupid check, and I have one bolt thrower that works that is a twisted effigy on it. Literally, I am just standing here as I watch him kill my guys for the remainder of the game. That and he kept on looking at me like, "Are you okay? Are you having fun? You having fun?" You know what? I am not a bad sport about it. I told him I was like, "Dude, I just, like, you're doing fine. I don't at this moment. I'm not even mad that I lost because let's be fair. This is like battle report number 360 something. I have lost my fair share of games. It happens. It happens. What bothers me is I let my team down. I look over to Lucas's game and I see this big old smile on Lucas because Lucas is winning. Lucas is doing really goddamn good, and he is just like happy as can be. And I'm like, fuck, I'm letting him down. I am letting Lucas down. God damn it. I got timed out by my brother. My brother at this point was winning. So I'm like, Jesse's winning, Lucas is winning, Gonzalo's winning. I'm like, okay, they're doing good. We didn't know about Titty. Titty, the game didn't look so good. George was doing okay. I want to say this was the game where the guy had a giant horde. No, this wasn't the. Yeah, it was the game. It was the game. He had a giant horde that was in the water terrain, and he tried to hold steadfast. And then we had this giant argument about against like one monster, and there was this argument during the timeout that could he hold steadfast, and again the rules, the judge comes by and the judge is like exactly the amount of models have to be more than half, and they had to count exactly how many of the 40 orcs were in the terrain or not, and because he killed so many, there was less in the water terrain than there were, like by one. So yeah. Anyways, so he held steadfast. But that's kind of where I had to leave it. To come back to my game, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm dying. Magic got a 5 in the flux, goes ahead and gets glory gold here, and he just burns my trolls. I think I stopped taking pictures at this point. There's no point. He killed my trolls. What am I gonna do? Like, shoot? I just moved my fucking thing. He obviously has gotten everything in my list dead. I am dead. My friends are dead. My dog's dead. Everything is dead. There's just no coming back from that. I am dead. All right. It was a big 20-0 for my opponent. This is I want to say the only 20-0 I got for this tournament, which is, I guess, my good news. Balden was there, and obviously after the game, I forgot to make a post-game analysis with Bart here. And I felt shitty. I felt shitty that I lost this game. That's just the truth. That's just like my own feedback about this, okay? We're going to go over what has happened to my team, as well as I forgot to bring up how my list has been doing. Okay? So, let's see. Let's go over that real quick. Alright, the matrix, not the matrix, the scoring. Okay. Alright. For my list, real quick. Koopa didn't do shit. He killed the champ. That's what he did. Baxter did most of the work. He actually got the MVP for this round. He ended up doing 373 damage, points and damage, but that's barely anything, but that's the most that was done. The Goblin Horde did 189. The Iron Boys did 154. The Foot Clan did 285 for killing the auxiliary unit. The Skewers barely got 105. The BGKs barely got 168. And the Trolls barely got 295. Overall, I'm counting, including the pre-game, pre-ETC game against Merlin. I ended up getting Koopa's right now in the lead with 1822. Even if you take out Merlin's game, let's see how much he would be. He would actually only be 861. So Merlin's game is putting him pretty up there. Baxter's actually in the second place spot, or first place spot if you take out the practice game, but 1400. The Goblin Hordes are actually third place with 1,000 points. Dreads, Iron Boys are 948. The Foot Clan is in fourth place or fifth place? Fifth place. Skewers are still up in sixth place. The BGKs are in seventh. And the Trolls are in 8th place. The Trolls are actually in dead last for amount of points. They did get a good amount of points this game, 295, but they barely had 397. As for my team, all right, my team, let I'm pulling that game up real quick. Obviously, I got 20-0 this game. I'm trying to pull up. That's my individual. How do I get to my team here? Team rankings? No, team pairings. There we go. Team pairings. We did not. Well, let me go over this. George's game, even with the ending how it did, he still got 14 points. So he ended up getting a win against Orcs and Goblins. That is good. Let me pull up my matrix real quick. We had him down for actually a 12. So he got 2 more points than of the what he predicted. Johnny, our Sylvan Elf player, he ended up playing Demons, which for the record, I thought after the ETC, I thought, oh man, poor Johnny only got Sylvan Elves and Knights, Kingdom Equitane. No, he actually got Demons. I just realized that. Didn't matter. He got 0 points. I honestly wanted that game right there. I wanted to go against the Demons. I have no problem. They are very, very pyro-friendly Demons. But Johnny ended up getting 0 points on that. He predicted 14. Okay. T-Bolt, Titty, he was predicting on KOE a 12-point win. He got a 10-10. Again, I'm not really mad about that. Titty kind of came back with a amount of rust on him. In most of his games against Netherlands, he had him down for 10s or 12s. So he wasn't far off. I think he was winning and then he lost it towards the end. I don't really remember. I'll see if Amanda does. My brother, when I came over to the game during the timeout, the guy charged 5 Wild Huntsmen into Jesse's Tuskers. Oh, sorry. I think it's 8 Wild Huntsmen. I'm going to open this up. I'm still opening up the demon list and it didn't pop up. But that is the demon list. Where's the Sylvan Elves? Sylvan Elves. 10 Wild Huntsmen. 10 Wild Huntsmen with Sylvan Blades into Jesse's 4 Tuskers. And the guy did 0 wounds. And Jesse's Tuskers just ripped apart those guys. So at this moment, Jesse was winning. He was really winning. What ended up happening was Jesse called the timeout at the end of the game. He had a chance to grab the objective, which the objective was, it was Dawn Assault and I think Flags? Was it Flags? I forgot what it was. It was Dawn Assault and King of the Hill. So Jesse was actually on the hill. I remember now. He was on the hill, and he had the objective right then and there, or at least contested the objective, and the guy decided to charge everything. Long bomb charges, non-long bomb charges into Jesse on the last turn. And he got in, took the objective away from Jesse, and he got a 12-8. So Jesse lost, even though he was winning the whole game. He was dominating. That last turn killed him. Gonzalo got a 12-point win. That game was a kind of a pain in the ass. It was a very long game. The time has finished. And what ended up happening was the opponent and Gonzalo could not agree. I'm trying to find the picture of it. But they could not agree on who had what. The ref came by, same ref that came and told me that the shots are not covered. But the ref comes by and just says, just agree on what's dead and what's alive, or just stop it right there. The problem is if they stopped it right where it was probably like a 10-10 in favor of the... I think it could have been a 10-10. But when you look at the table, and it was Gonzalo... Oh, no. What happened was, I think it was the end of one turn, but it was the top of the turn for that player, for Harm, not for Gonzalo. So Gonzalo said the bottom of his turn to do his magic buffs, to do everything on his turn, and Gonzalo had what looked like great counter charges, rear charges, all this, whatever, right? So when you look at it, and again, it's from my perspective, Gonzalo was about to kill the guy. But if I say that, it looks biased. It looks like, oh, wait, you're just saying that because he's on your team. Of course you want him to win, but my guys could make armor saves. My guys could do this. And there was a lot of variables in play on that. It took him about 10 minutes, and then the ref just came and intervened and was like, okay, that's dead, that's going to happen. And it was neither one seemed very happy with how it ended, but we still got 12 points from Gonzalo. Gonzalo said he was going to get Empire 16. He wanted that match. If the game probably would have continued on, I think Gonzalo easily could have got 16. But the game was stopped on like turn 4, I think. Honestly. Javier Full Stack, he was supposed to get about 12 points. He comes back to me and says, don't ever give me knights again. They are too goddamn fast for me to shoot. He got 0 points. Lucas, the game that was right next to me, he was playing vampire counts, and he got 17 points. I think Lucas got the most amount of vampire counts in this tournament. And in my team at least. And he was like, after about this game, he goes, James, you can give me every fucking vampire counts. I figured it out. And I was like, okay, I have no problem with that. I tried to do it at the last game, by the way, just to give you a spoiler. I ended up getting vampire counts because I was trying to trap it for Lucas, and I ended up getting it myself. But he ends up getting a lot of vampire counts because he came back with the 17. I think last game he got a 10, and it was vampire counts, but he told me that it was like a rule dispute at the end of the game that caused him to lose the points. I got 0 points. We ended up losing. We have big wins. We have a 4. Well, no, we don't have big wins. We have medium wins. We have a 14, a 12, a 17, which are our wins. We got a 10, and then we got 3 zeros and an 8. 3 zeros, just that was a nail on our coffin. Just doof, doof, doof. Between Javier, myself, and Johnny, we almost got capped, but we didn't get capped. Spoiler alert: we don't get capped this whole tournament. We don't. We got 61 points. This is the lowest we got, was 61 points. Oh man, this sucked. This sucks to finish day 1 like this. To finish day 1, we are literally at the bottom. Let's go into the pairings or the rankings for day 2. We are literally the 27th out of 28th place right now. We're gonna be playing Portugal tomorrow. I'm kicking my own ass for this. I'm gonna go ahead and put up the scores for how the team has been doing so far, though. You guys will see it. I don't have it up right now, but overall, I'm just very, very disappointed with how I expected to have a win on this guy. I expected to have, again, Dread Elves. They're very pyro friendly. He didn't have much in flaming. He had an alchemy spell and something else. And I'm like, there wasn't much in fire to kill my trolls. My trolls should have been a lot more of a force to not be reckoned with. But I ended up just losing, and that it devastated me. Again, Bart was a great dude. I had no problem. I would love to play Bart again. I would love to have a rematch against this guy. And I try not to bring negativity into it. I wasn't trying to be negative at all. And I think that he read that. I told him straight up. He wanted to, he's like, do you want to just stop? And I was like, you know what? Let's just finish this off. I was like, because I just feel bad that I'm letting my team down. You know what I mean? But besides that, I was just like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And I enjoy this game. I do enjoy the game. I do enjoy rolling. This is one of those rare moments where I just didn't have anything to do after turn 4. My whole army fell off the table in one turn, and it was just like, wow, that just happened. You know what I mean? Hindsight, if I would have just reformed into ranks, and we were talking to Jesse about this, if he would have reformed into 1 rank on his Tuskers, he would have had like a lot less charging into him on that last turn. And that was the whole conversation we had. And I was like, I hear Lucas telling Jesse this, but if I would have done that, it would have been a different game. It would have been a totally different game if I just reformed skinny and just dealt with it. Anyways, guys, that's about it for this game. I know John has been bugging me to put this battle report up, and I was planning on doing it today anyways. So John, sorry. it took a little bit longer than you wanted by a little bit, but yep, it's going up. Next game we're going to be playing Poland, or not Poland, Portugal. And yeah, at the end of this game, we did have a captain's meeting. There was no chairs in the captain's meeting. Everybody's sitting on the floor. I refused to sit on the floor because, yeah, I just didn't want to sit down. And you know, I'm gonna say this right now. I know some of the people who are watching this are in this room here. I literally went to this captain's meeting. My teammates like, yo, where are we gonna go eat? What are we gonna go do? Let's go eat dinner together, whatever, right? People are putting their shit back together, and I'm like, hold on, I got a captain's meeting, and I go to this meeting, and when I came out of this meeting, they were like, what was it about? And I go, it was a whole lot of nothing. There was literally talking for about 10 to 15 minutes, and nothing has changed. They were talking about how do we like the whatchamacallit, the process of picking a location. And I said, you know what? And all I said was one thing. I was like, they should include, is it raining or not? Because it fucking rained in Amsterdam the whole goddamn time we were there, right? And everybody got a laugh out of that, whatever, right? But truthfully, like, they're still going to vote the same way. They were just talking about how do we vote? Should we continue voting on Discord? And the people in there probably could tell I was just antsy and just wanted to be out of that room. But, like, literally nothing changed. There wasn't no revelation in this captain's meeting. There was no difference. There was, like, a 20-minute argument, and what's his name was in there? Furion was in there, arguing over, man, what was it? Was it chess clocks? I think it was chess clocks and time, and how do we know that players are going to 6 turns? And again, nothing changed. It was just a conversation that was, like, nothing happened. You know what I mean? So then finally when I got back to my team, they're like, what's happening? What was the captain's meeting about? And I was like, I don't know. We sat on the floor and did kumbaya or some shit because nothing happened. You know, I don't want to be negative, but it was nothing. It was literally nothing. We went to go eat at this place right across the street. It was like actually like a bridge that goes to across the street to somewhere else or whatever. There was a KFC downstairs, but you go upstairs, there was a casino up there, and then there was this dinner area. And, you know, we got to talking. We were talking about what we're going to do in Portugal, and a lot of that's going to happen in our next game. Ivan's here with us, hanging out with Lucas and Gonzalo, of course. Ivan, it does play us in round 6, so I thought that was funny that he was hanging out with us during dinners, and then we ended up having to play him in round 6. But, you know, these moments right here are the moments that I live for this, for the team. These are the moments that I get to see everybody just kind of converse, having a good time. And this is why I love going to the ETC, is hanging out with these guys right here. Anyways, guys, that's about it for me. And I will get to you the next video as soon as possible. Until then, take care and peace.